Alrighty guys, it is Friday of a double game week and DC United only has one game to worry about, but a second game against a New York team. It's Friday the 13th, we're playing the New York Red Bulls, our biggest rivals, and we have a Star Wars themed evening ahead of us. So I should remind you, like everyone else does, that the New York Red Bulls are actually from New Jersey, and that's an old and tired joke that mostly everyone tells, but the reason why I want to differentiate between the New York teams now is because one of my friends last week actually bought a ticket for this game tonight instead of last week's game because she saw New York and got confused. So one plays in Harrison, New Jersey, that's the New York Red Bulls, and the other plays at Yankee Stadium. We don't like either one of them, but we especially hate the Red Bulls. So if you were watching last week's game, you would have seen how terrible we played. We actually had no shots on goal, 0 shots on target. If all you saw was the score, there are a few things that maybe I should point out that would help put all of it in context for you and help you understand why maybe we played so horribly. So first you have Patrick Nyarko. He was sick with something, I want to say the flu. He left in the middle of the first half. Fabian Espindola didn't play at all. He's still nursing a hamstring injury. Chris Rolfe was suspended for one game after a pretty aggressive tackle in the game against Chicago the week prior. If you didn't know any of that, you would have just assumed that we came up short against this star-studded lineup that NYCFC has. And it probably led you to ask the same question that a lot of people I see ask: why, if every MLS team gets the same regulated salary, do teams like NYCFC have expensive players? Villa, Pirlo, and Lampard are what the league likes to refer to as designated players. It was a term created in 2007 to make way for the one and only David Beckham, and has since been a means of controlling or kind of regulating that expansion above the salary cap. So this year the salary cap is about $457,500. It's the maximum amount of money that any player is supposed to be paid. So when a team wants to sign a player who obviously would merit more money than that, there are a few ways to do it. They get 3 DP slots, and with those, the league will pay for that $457,000 max cap, and it's up to the team to pay for the rest. And by team, I mean owners or management. There are players who are paid above the salary cap but aren't designated players, and there's ways in which the league comes up with money in their collective bargaining agreement that teams can use to kind of offset that cost so that they're not using up all their DP slots. So first you have general allocated money, and it's a certain amount of money awarded to teams who either don't make the playoffs, qualify for CONCACAF, or it's money used to sign someone brand new to the MLS. And then there's other kind of money called targeted allocation money. This money has to be specifically used to sign or re-sign a player that is not a designated player but has a salary above that cap. Both targeted and general allocation money can be traded. Another way you can use it is buying down a contract. So say you signed a player that was making $750,000, you would use target allocation money to buy it down to that $457,000 range. Something to note, targeted allocation money was created in 2015. Also at the end of last year, the MLS announced that they would infuse the league with about $37 million to kind of grow the ability to buy more expensive players and also fund and incentivize having homegrown players. Now I bet you're asking yourself, hey, does DC United have any designated players? We do, we have one. His name is Fabian Espindola. Why do we have 2 unused DP slots? The league pays for that max salary cap of $457,000, and it is up to the team and its owners to pay for the rest. What does that mean? For owners who don't really care about their team that much, they're not willing to invest that extra money in signing some more expensive players that may bring a little bit more entertainment value. Our owners don't seem to be interested in doing that, especially with a new stadium coming up. Now, whether or not they take advantage of those 2 unused spots once the stadium is built is another question. I will also mention that designated players can go in and out of their rank. Alvaro Saborio, who played for Real Salt Lake, was a DP for them. When we signed him, he isn't a DP for us, if that makes any sense. For now, I'm just gonna say designated players are a great way to bring some entertainment value to teams and also kind of elevate them to a different level. but also elevate the game. Obviously, if you're a 23, 24-year-old playing with the likes of Andre Pirlo on the same team and practicing with him off the pitch, that's really going to be dynamic for you as a player, and it's also going to help the team even if it's not full of Andre Pirlos. So I look forward to seeing you guys tonight at the game. It starts at 7 o'clock, and I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Thanks.
A little closer, let go. Cut open my sternum and pull my little bit.